Well, I have not done a live video in a little while now, but we got the webpage launched this past week and actually sold my first book on the website. So I'm excited. Today is January the 3rd. It's late hours, but I thought I would go ahead and read some poetry from the book by God's grace, still surviving, which is the 30th anniversary of the very first book I did. I did my first book of poetry in 1988. It was titled Surviving Life Between a Rock and a Very Hard Place. And I'm going to try to take only about 5 or 6 minutes of your time, and I'm going to post this on the website because I do want to sell the book. It is mixed with emotion. It has ups and downs. And I hope and believe that most of you will be able to relate to some of what I have in this book. I had fun writing it, so here's the very first one. Done had enough. I have had enough and can take no more. Emotionally, my heart has long ago said no more. Though I am physically here, I have closed the door. I left when I could finally take it no more. I have had enough. I won't take any more. I won't take your excuses, your lies, or your cheating. I won't take the selfishness. No longer am I begging or pleading. Please go your way and I will go mine. No longer will I feel I'm losing my mind. Continue as you have in making all the decisions. Continue as you have in creating unnecessary divisions. Continue as you have in thinking only of yourself. Do as you do. As of today, I am thinking first of myself. I have had enough. I will take your nonsense no more. Yes, physically, I'm here, but my heart has left, and the love I had for you has locked the door. This next one is titled A Love Revelation. So a lot of these are about love, or maybe the lack of love. It's your perspective. I loved you much more than I loved myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have allowed you to put me on the shelf. I wouldn't have been saved for a rainy day, cast aside or tossed away. If I had loved me as much as I loved you, the things you did to me would have been done back to you. But I was too much in love to ever do you wrong, and with every insult you gave me, I just went right along, leaving you and loving you more than I could ever love me. Thank God I've now learned to love me, which is really the way God intended for it to be. So a lot of times we put other people first, and that poem I think was written back in the 80s or so. And this is a mixture of some of the books from the very first book, but also some of the current poetry. And I think that you'll enjoy it. Poetry is pretty universal. It doesn't really get old. This one lightens this story up a little bit. It's called It's Just a Little Word, the little word up. It's just a little word, that little word up. Think of starting your day. You first got to wake up. Don't hit the snooze, brothers and sisters. Go on and get up. And if you do as the ancestors instructed, a prayer or two you'll immediately send up. After you have showered and freshened up, you think of what you'll wear and maybe you'll dress up. You look at the clock and realize you better speed up. So you hurry up and eat breakfast and pray on cold mornings that the car will start up. You pick up some energy when you see the sun has come up, and you get stirred up when you reflect on those opportunities on your job for moving up. There's no doubt in your heart it's going to happen because grandma, the church, the pastor, the first lady, somebody has lifted your name up. You dread admitting it, but you know on that job you have, a lot of times you really have to kiss up. No, you just don't feel like going in sometimes. So some excuse you will, of course, make up. What you don't want to do is something stupid and mess up. You leave early in the morning, so in traffic you're not held up. Certainly when things don't unfold as planned, you dare not give up. And the last thing you want is to know that your time is up and not once in your life did you stand up and speak up. You can't keep up with the Joneses, and if your retirement you spend up, Please don't try to sweep up around somebody else's doorway if you haven't kept up your own yard. Fix up yourself with knowledge. Fill up your mind. You can be assured of moving up if you keep on looking up and depending on God. You know what? He's got the real hookup. Next, there should just be a couple more to finish out my little 5 or 6 minute sprint with you on this video on January 3rd, 2021. The website is www.drreginavincentwilliams.com. This one, I'm going to dedicate to all the friends who continue to lift me up and encourage me in the writing. And a lot of times, these are just some of my favorite pals over the time. To the brothers, to the strong brother who reaches out and touches the lives of others, who isn't afraid of helping sisters or protecting mothers, the brother who doesn't waste time on games, collecting numbers and bragging, no shame, to the caring brother who leads the way and isn't afraid to speak out, the brother whose voice is easily heard without having to cuss or shout, the brother who doesn't waste time at all or waits for the next brother or sister to fall, to the loving brother who is very sincere and is willing to be loved, who isn't afraid of opening up and sharing the stuff he's made of, the brother who doesn't waste energy focusing so much on the negativity, to the brother who can be held close and is less concerned about being the man, who listens, trusts, and partners with his very special woman. The brother who doesn't waste a moment doing what has to be done. We love you, brothers. You are number one. I've had so much encouragement over the years, and I read the poetry a lot of times to friends and family members, and I just appreciate anybody who's doing that and putting out that little encouraging word. This one, on one page I have Baltimore or less. This is my revolutionary poetry, but this is in respect for all of the lives that have been lost due to police brutality. When I write my own history book reflecting back on yesterday's news, I will write on Trayvon Martin's dreams, Michael Brown's passion, Walter Scott's plans, Tamir Rice's future hopes, Eric Garner's passion, Michael's kindness, Freddie Gray's goodness. It pains me to recall George Floyd's torture, Breonna Taylor's bloodied apartment, Sandra Bland's body hanging in a jail cell. What I read in yesterday's news was the same old, same old. When the uniformed shooter in blue is shot in the line of duty, his life is highlighted and headlined. The promotions earned, the family left behind, the years served, the potential cut short, written against national ninth-hour deadlines. When unarmed Black people's lives are cut short, petty crimes are underlined. Headlines of their good are overshadowed by pieced together lies, broken asphalt, and blessing chalk lines. So I just send that one out to the families of all of the loved ones and people across this country whose lives were cut short. Last one. This is 8 minutes, so I've gone longer than I had planned to. Satan's kids. You know, sometimes you have people that just won't do right. They are just haters, for lack of a better word. But in this book, I call them Satan's kids. So we all have some Satan kids in our lives. Just lift them up and let them go. They will pull you down, that I know. You won't see any horns, pitchforks, or pointed tails. But they are Satan's kids, and they will give you hell. Just lift them up and let them go. Pray them up throughout the day. As much as you can, stay out of their way. They have a plan to take you down. They will sneak up on you without a sound. Just lift them up and let them go. Keep praying for your own safety and peace. As often as you can, get on your knees. Their job is to stand between you and heaven. Just lift them up and let them go. Even when you think you have prayed enough, please, 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 pray some more. So, my friends, this was about 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I'll just close right here by saying the The website is www.drreginavincentwilliams.com. And the book is at Amazon Ex Libris and can be ordered straight from the website. I feel good. I did the website myself. And with that, I'm going to say peace out, blessings, Happy New Year, and love yourself. You can't love others until you really, really learn to love yourself. Peace.